Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to experience a day in the life with a rap girl? Get ready for a journey through the steps to success with Senior Vice President of Field Development, Cammie Pentecost Dempsey.
Restore your glory. So breaking the dark, piercing the night, get ready to shine.
Good morning.
Bringing the
How you feeling? If there's one thing I know about our group is we work hard, but we play harder. And y'all showed up this morning. I was a little bit worried after I saw that block party last night. Did you have fun last night? Can we talk about something real quick before we get today started? We've got HNL and WNL, and it's really unsettling to me. Now, I have been known to talk like my dad, but I don't know if I can get behind HNL. I want to know, are you Team Mark this morning with HNL, or are you Team Cindy with WNL? So let's take a little vote. Who wants to say HNL? That's more than I thought. How about Team Cindy with WNL? All right, that's been a little family discussion lately, so we wanted to settle that right now. All right, so I'm glad you showed up this morning because we're going to do something a little bit different. As a matter of fact, it has never been done before. So we're going to rock out this stage today with some new stuff, and I know it's going to help you take your business to another level. Okay, so before we get started, I want you to do something for me. Let's leave all the drama, all the fear. Let's leave the fear. Let's leave the missed promotion that we're still, holding on to. Let's leave the person that Cindy prayed out of the business. And let's get focused on how to make 2017 our year. Are you with me? So we're going to go to work today. And my question to you is, and I want you to be honest with me for a minute, how many of you doubt signing up a new distributor because you doubt, what am I going to do with them? Be honest with me. How many of you are not signing distributors because you're afraid to mentor them? You're not sure what to do. Okay. I know, I was one of those people. It took me 6 months to sign my first distributor. And I'm Black Diamond today, so there is hope for you. We're gonna show you what that looks like today. How many of you are Ruby thinking, gosh, where do I go from here? What's next? And yet I know we have some diamonds in here today too, that you're like, now what? I'm a diamond, I'm a leader. What does that look like? How do they expect me to act? What am I supposed to wear? What is my party supposed to look like? And then we've got doubles and triples and presidentials in here. And you guys got to this level and you have turned into managers and you have stopped doing what got you where you were at. We are going to do something today that you're going to relate at least with one of the scenes, if not all of them. And you guys right here, you're going to relate with all of them, and it's going to help you go Black Diamond. You ready to go Black Diamond? Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to take you on a little journey. We're going to go from the Blitz to Ambassador. Take you every step of the way. So, welcome this morning to the life of a rap girl. Are you ready? Hi.
Hi, how are you?
You look pretty. I like your pink.
Thank you.
Have you ever heard of that crazy rap thing?
I think I have. I've seen it on social media, but you know what? I don't think does it really work? It doesn't work, does it?
Oh my gosh, it works, and we got to get it on you.
Really?
You're going to love it. And we have parties.
We have parties?
Yes.
You get to party?
We party
I
all
love
the
parties. Woo!
We're going to get you to a party, Mel, because, wait a minute, what's your name?
Melody.
Hi, Melody.
Hey.
We're going to get you to a rap party, and for $25, you can try it.
Really?
You are going to love it.
Oh, I love it already. I'm so excited.
Help me welcome today, playing the role of our new distributor, Ambassador Diamond, Melody McFarland.
Hey!
Mel, do you know what just happened to you?
No, what?
You have been blitzed.
Oh, man.
And let me tell you, blitzing is the #1 way we introduce new people to this business.
Awesome.
So we really want to spend some time today and learn more about the blitz. So we're going to turn it over to our experts. Take it away, ladies.
I say y'all having a good time out there.
Good morning, everybody. Who's excited to learn how to blitz? All right, so we're gonna get started by introducing ourselves. My name is Erin Tweed. I am Ambassador Diamond. I am 28 years old. We live in Houston, Texas. That's right, y'all. My husband and I, we have a 3-year-old son, and when I got started in the business, I just wanted $500 extra a month to help pay for childcare. Our childcare was more than our mortgage, so I got started 2.5 years ago and caught the vision. I was a nurse working full-time, and this business has truly been a blessing. If you've been following our story, It Works has allowed us to pay for our infertility journey completely in cash. And so it's just such a blessing. So, yeah. It's crazy.
I'm Courtney Lavey. I'm an Ambassador Diamond. I'm from Southern Oklahoma. I'm 26 years old. I joined in April of 2015 after following Courtney Bohr on social media for a whole year. I was one of those ones that unfollowed her, and then she followed me back, and then I followed her again. And then it wasn't until my husband's dad had just passed away at 42 from a brain aneurysm and bleeding on the brain that I wanted to join the business. We were living 2 hours apart. I was planning our wedding. I was working full-time. I was going to Oklahoma State full-time and planning our wedding. So I joined this business just for an extra $500 a month because I thought the extra $500 would compensate for the overtime I was working and I could spend my weekends with him. So I joined in April and I went Presidential Diamond in 4 months. And I was able to quit my full-time job and move down there with him. And then after I went ambassador in March, he got to come home from his full-time job, and we had a baby in December, Riker. And so now I get to be a full-time work-from-home mom thanks to this business.
Hi, everyone. I am Alina Conley from Atlanta, Georgia. And prior to It Works, I was a Wall Street banker. I was earning 6 figures with my job, but frankly, I was just really tired of trading my time for money. I was in desperate need of freedom. So I literally up and quit my job. I went on what I was calling my search for fulfillment, which really just meant I had watched Eat, Pray, Love way too many times. So I was like, I'm out of here. And literally a month after I quit my job, I came across some before and after pictures on Instagram, and my life was changed forever. In April of 2013, I joined the company. Within 5 months, I had replaced my full-time income that I was making as an investment banker, which is absolutely insane. But then after getting to Double Diamond in 5 months and having a fast start, I sat at Double Diamond for 15 months. And it was really because I just refused to get over myself. I was very blinded by my degrees. My ego wouldn't allow me to truly be a rap girl. I was really concerned about what my circle of friends would think. And it wasn't until conference in 2015 when I saw people who had joined around the same time as me going ambassador and being top 10 that I was like, it's time to wake up and stop playing games. And so a month later, I saw my first 5-figure check with this business. Fast forward now, I own my own time. Freedom is real life for me. I've retired my husband. I'm now a mother of 1.5, due in 3 weeks. And I literally wake up every day like, this is the good life.
I'm Carrie Young, and I'm from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I started this business 3.5 years ago. I was a broke college graduate, and I was working as a nanny, and I also was in the Army Guard. I went into work one day, and I was like, man, I hate my job. And I knew that I wasn't going to get rich working for her. So I jumped into this business. It took me 7 months to get to Ruby, so it doesn't matter how long it takes. And then 2 months later, I went diamond and replaced my full-time income. Now we are ambassadors, and my husband and I stay at home with our beautiful son and our future baby. And it's just completely changed our life.
I love it. Okay, so we're gonna get down to basics on what is a blitz. And y'all, we know that it is not a football move that we're gonna be talking about. So blitzing is defined in multiple ways. So we can do it in person, online, face-to-face, individual, at a party, just however you wanna do it. But it's truly introducing your business to every single person that you come in contact with. And so we're gonna be sharing some tips on how to be introducing and doing that in person and on social media. So Courtney, if you'll go ahead and share a tip on how do you approach somebody when you're going in person and talking to somebody, how do you approach the blitz?
So what's really cool about this business is we get to be intentional with it. We get to choose who we work with. You're not going to an 8-to-5 job where you have to work with coworkers you don't like or people you disagree with and stuff. You get to choose who you bring into your organization. So you have to be really intentional with it. All of us shop. All of us go out to eat. All of us, go to different places. And every single person you see is an opportunity to blitz someone or bring someone into your organization. So you have to think that everybody is it's a prospect. So whenever you're going out to eat and you see a waitress that's super awesome, you can hand her a blitz card and say, I think you'd be really awesome at what I do. It can be literally that simple. Or when you're out shopping, you can hand them a blitz card and say, I'm handing out coupons today for my business. Do you care if I hand you one? It's literally that simple. You don't have to overcomplicate it. I know when I first joined, I was so intimidated because I do run my business on social media. And so you can also find yourself like hiding behind your phone, and that's not always going to build your business. So you want to build face-to-face as well, but literally just asking, hey, have you heard of It Works? Or, hey, I think you'd be super awesome at what I do. It can be that simple just to blitz somebody.
And I love that tip that you brought up because, who are we to judge and decide who gets a card and who doesn't? So that's not up to us. We get paid to share this opportunity. So you have to look at blitzing in that way. So Alina, will you go ahead and share a tip on how do you blitz when you're in person with somebody?
Yeah, I think that for me, like you, Courtney, I struggled a bit in the beginning because my sweet spot was always online. And so my biggest thing was, how can I get the best of both worlds, right? Because I pass people every single day, but they can learn so much about me and know that I'm not just a complete weirdo if they follow me on social media. And so I really try to merge the two worlds. So when I'm out and about and I'm talking to people, 99% of the people we come in contact with are on social media. So my goal during a blitz is to really convert them into a social media friend so they can now come into my world. And this really allows me to connect with them further. It allows me to give them more information without throwing up on them in person. And it allows me to now have a way that I can message them that doesn't feel as forced as maybe a phone number, right? So every time I finish a blitz, I'll say, hey, are you on Facebook? Hey, are you on Instagram? And now I've brought them into my world where, I'm working my social media every single day. And I think it's so important, especially nowadays, that we don't necessarily think blitzing is just with the blitz card. Blitzing, living the blitz is every single day finding a point in your day to talk about your business or your products, whether that's posting every single day, wearing your gear, etc. A blitz is simply starting the life cycle of sharing this business with someone that needs it.
I love it. I love that. Carrie?
Okay, so when I first started, you guys, I was so scared to blitz. Is there anybody in here that's like a little nervous? Yeah, okay. I know y'all nervous. You didn't say nothing. So I was so nervous. I was like shaking. And somebody once told me that if you want to go diamond, you have to blitz 10 people a day. And I was like, all right, let's do this. So I went into Barnes & Nobles, and I was a ninja blitzer. So if you don't know what that is I would like leave coupons in bathrooms, and I would go up to like the health magazines, and I'd be sticking my coupons like, yeah. And then I realized that I'm wasting these blitz cards. Like, people aren't calling. And so that day I said, I have to hand this to somebody. And I was shaking, and I was so nervous. And I turned around, and I gave it to this lady, and she smiled. And I was like, man, this isn't that hard. So another tip that I want to tell you guys is something that I like to do when I'm handing out the blitz card. Or if you exchange money with somebody, I always give you a coupon. And I do this, and I shake my head up and down. I'm like, have you heard of this? And this is actually a psychology move. And we do this, they want to do this. And so I'm like, yeah, you want this? Yeah. So just smile and nod your head, and you'll get more yeses.
Are y'all just picturing her going boom, 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 boom? Because that's what I picture when we talk about the Ninja Blitz. So, and wearing your gear is something that's so simple too. I know the first time I used to get such bad anxiety thinking about blitzing. Like, I remember walking the Katy Mills Mall, and I walked 4 laps. So I got a lot of exercise, but I didn't talk to any person because I was so nervous. So really, this business is for blitzing. All you have to do is just start conversations with people, ask them how their day's going, do you have children, and then everything else comes naturally. People are going to talk your ear off. All you have to do is listen in the conversation. So, Courtney, will you go ahead and share a tip on how do you blitz in social media?
So I do my business mainly with social media, Instagram and Facebook. So something that Instagram really has that's really cool is there's these dots above this picture, and you can turn on your post notifications. So even though this is online, you still want to interact with people. You still want to communicate with them. You still want to be present on their social media. So you don't want to just be super spammy and just randomly pop up in people's inboxes all the time. So I like to go through, and if I'm on my timeline and I see someone that I think would be super awesome at what I do, I'll turn on their post notifications. And so it prompts me every time that they post, and I can go and like and comment and show some interaction on their feed. And then after like a week or so, I'll be like, hey girl, I've been following you on social media for a while, and I think you'd be super awesome at what I do. Have you ever considered an extra income? That kind of eases the conversation. They know that I've been interacting with them. They know, I'm not just some random person. And so it really eases the conversation to start off with. When it comes to people liking my posts and stuff with products and everything, I will message those people and be like, hey girl, I saw that you liked my photo about the wraps. Is this something you were interested in? Just asking, because you also have to remember that with social media, posting isn't asking. We all get, I hear, even my distributor sometimes, they're like, I've been posting every day for a week and I haven't got anybody. I'm like, well, have you asked them? They're like, no. So you have to make sure that you're asking, ask them if they've tried that crazy rap thing. Ask them if it's something that they're interested in, because if you're not asking, the answer is always going to be no.
Yes, I totally agree with that. When I think about, talking with people and, you have to keep presenting that opportunity. And just like she said, asking the question, have you thought about an extra income? That takes the pressure off of, seeing people's highlight reel and feeling like, oh, maybe they don't need this business, because they're a lawyer or a doctor, but you don't know. So asking that question makes it so simple and takes that pressure off of you. So, Alina, you've got an amazing tip. Y'all better write this down. So will you share that with us?
Yeah, I always give this example of how to work backwards in the online blitz, because I am the queen of, they don't know that they're being set up right now, but they're being set up. And so, a lot of people, this is what most people do, okay? They've joined a book club, and they're like, oh, man, it's going to be tons of women here that could be my new customers. They show up, it works, head to toe, shaking their greens. They're like, anybody want some fat fighter pills? And immediately, everyone's like, oh, there's another crazy rap girl, and they, completely tune you out. However, when you really start becoming more conversational, building genuine relationships, you can build a relationship first and then bring them into your world. So this is my example that I give my team all the time of a real life situation. I was going to a bachelorette party in Vegas, and for bachelorette parties, the brides always give themselves a hashtag for the weekend. And so I knew that if it was like 20 girls there, if all of us are using the same hashtag, I don't know any of these women, we're eventually going to get connected and start following each other, etc. So prior to me even showing up in Vegas, I had already kind of set up stuff on my page. I had some new before and afters. I had some cool stuff about the business because I'm thinking pretty soon I'm going to have new eyes on my page. And so I realized that a lot of people weren't using the hashtag for the bachelorette weekend. So we're all sitting out at the cabana, and I'm like, hey, guys, don't forget to tag your pictures with, the hashtag for the weekend. And they're like, oh, yeah. So they hashtag it, and we're literally all sitting there looking at the pictures that each of us took. And lo and behold, a girl turns around a picture of my some cellulite thigh results and was like, what is this? And the bride, who actually happened to be one of my very first loyals, was like, oh, y'all didn't know that Alina sells wraps? It's amazing. It does this, it does that. She starts pitching the product for me. Literally, they were like, oh, we need to go do that now. We left the pool. I ended up wrapping 7 girls on the spot. Okay, I ended up getting 4 loyal customers and 2 distributors in under 6 hours just by working backwards. So this is how I'm working my business, guys. It's not showing up trying to, be this poster board or this billboard. It's really just being myself, bringing people into my world, being consistent, right? Because what can stop something like that is if you never post, if you don't have updated content, if you don't understand social media because you never get on the trainings, right? And you go to an opportunity like that, you wouldn't be able to set it up the way that I did because you're not prepared. You're not working your business daily. And you're not putting yourself in a position to take advantage of really living the blitz constantly and putting information out there for people to learn about you.
That's right. Preach it, girl. All right, Carrie, so you go ahead and share your tip on how you talk to people on social media.
Okay, something that I like to do is send voice messages on Facebook. So if I see somebody that I think would be really good at this business, I just send them a voice message and say something like, hey, Stacy, I, been looking through your page and you are so positive. Your kids are so cute. I think you would be amazing at what I do. Have you ever thought about an extra income? And what I love about voice messaging is it's just sending your energy, and it's sending how they can feel that I'm genuine in the way that I send it. And people can't pre-read voice messages, so they have to open and they have to listen. And if I'm excited, they're going to get excited too.
That is awesome. So we've talked about the life cycle of a blitz, starting the approach in person or online. So let's talk about connecting the dots and sealing the deal. Because like Courtney mentioned, posting isn't asking, blitzing isn't enough. The fortune is really in the follow-up. So we're going to share some follow-up tips with y'all so we can help you seal the deal and, close the loop on these blitz tips. So how do you follow up with your potentials?
So a lot of us, I think, overcomplicate the follow-up. Sometimes I have my distributors and my teammates, they say, well, what should I send for a follow-up? Or, what's something you're sending out that's working? When really what I've noticed is being really personal with people and really getting to know what they want. And, if they have goals, as a distributor or, an extra income, or they have goals for weight loss, or, just different things, you want to get to know the person and you want to ask these questions. And so something I actually learned on a training with Alyssa Bilyeu was, you have a note section in your phone with like the contacts. And so I always get somebody's phone number. Like, I don't conversate really over DMs, on Facebook or Instagram. I always make an effort to get their phone number because I can either call them on the phone or I can text them. So when I'm talking to them, I'm asking those questions, I can put that down in my notes because we do talk to a lot of people, and so you always want to make sure you're growing your hundreds list and talking to people. So sometimes you don't want to get them lost in the mix. So I found out when I put those in my notes and I can be more personal with them, the follow-up goes really well. So I can put, their name, where they're from, if they have kids, if they're college students, what their goals and stuff are. So when I do the follow-up, for a distributor, I could be like, hey girl, I know a couple weeks ago we talked about an extra income. I know you have 3 girls, we have this going on. Let's get you started. So you always want to assume the sale. And so just following up super simple and throwing in those things that you guys talked about will help them feel really personable with you, and they're going to trust you more. And so they're going to more likely sign up with you or order your products and stuff because you took the time to get to know them.
So, Alina, you did a little research on looking at your distributors over the 2-year span and your follow-ups and, the people that joined. So will you talk a little bit about that too?
Yeah, I think that the thing about us as people is that we know what to do. But the problem is a lot of times we just simply don't do it, right? So I would constantly come to these conferences and hear the fortune is in the follow-up. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't even understand. And so what I realized was I didn't really have an organized way to follow up with people, right? I'm talking to 5 to 10 people a day, and then they're just in this black hole. So number one, you have to get organized with these people that you're talking to. That hundreds list, which I know they're going to get into detail about later, is going to have to be growing daily. If you're putting post notifications on, you need to have something written down. If you're someone that has to put pen to paper, you have to have an Excel. Because have you ever wondered how when they announce a BOGO, that one person that gets like 40 LCs, and you're like, how? Like, we had 24 hours. And the reason why is because they literally have a list of people somewhere that they're calling and following up with because they're constantly growing it. And I realized the importance of this when I look back at my distributors and really my loyals as well that I signed in 2016. 90% of those people had been on my list or had been following me for at least 2 years, which is insane because now in a record-breaking year for my team, had I not, number one, still be here 2 years later, it wouldn't have mattered, right? But if I didn't continue to grow that list, continue to allow them to follow my journey, then none of that would exist. So it's so important that you realize that most of the people that you talk to today are not going to be your customers today. Most of the customers that I sign up in the month of February, I probably talked to back in October, right? So you want to create an organized system for yourself that you can follow up constantly with them and continue to build your business.
Yo, so she said 2 years people were following her. It's when you see people enrolling, it's not like it happens overnight in the snap of a fingers. It takes time to follow up, and it's a lot of work. So you've got to keep that follow up. So Carrie, how do you follow up with your potentials?
Okay, something that I like to do is create urgency when you're following up. I normally only have so many spots. And when people say that, that means how much time do you have to pour into other people? Some people are busier than others, and they can only train one person at a time. And so let them know, like, hey, I have one spot left. I'm going to pour my heart and soul into the spot, and I need to know, like, are you ready? And when you say that it's limited and it's going fast, then they know, like, okay, I need to jump on this if they're serious. And another reason why you follow up is it takes 7 to 21 times of, following up with somebody is for them to actually sign. And so it does take sometimes 2 years, 3 years. I mean, I'm sure that Stephanie and Joel are still talking to people from like 8 years ago, right? And another thing that connected the dots is every 6 to 9 months, people go through a life change. So they might have a baby, they might have lost their job, they might be moving. I know for me, I graduated college, and so it took my cousin 6 months of following up with me to even sign. And what if she didn't follow up? You know, we might not be here.
You know, and that's really like an important point is you have to keep following up because you never know when they're going to be ready. It just, you know, that initial time that you approach them with the Blitz or you message them online, it may not be their time yet, but if you keep following up and you keep sharing the business, I know when I got started, I was actually interested in hair, skin, and nails. I was going to become a customer. And Alyssa followed up with me for 3 months, and then she said, you know, have you thought about making money using the products? And I was like, tell me how to do that. So that's how I got started, you know, but had she not followed up, I don't know that I would actually have done this, or had she not have brought the business, I don't know that I would have signed up as a distributor. You know, so fortune really is in the follow-up, and that is what that means. So ladies, thank you so much for sharing your blitzing tips with us up on stage. Let's hear it for them.
To the money makers in the place to be.